So here we are, we're catching up with the CWA of Hay, and we're very lucky actually because we're getting to chat to Sue about the CWA, about all the exciting events that are coming up. She's even got a recipe to share. We'll talk a little bit about membership, and also for the listeners out there that may not know what the CWA is, well, we've got some great history to tell you. So let's welcome Sue to the program now. Welcome, Sue.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you very much for having me here.
You're welcome. So we might start with the history of the branch of the CWA here in Hay and how it all began.
Okay. Well, actually, it's 90 years since CWA established itself here in Hay. And CWA established originally in New South Wales to fight the isolation and for health facilities. There was a lack of health facilities for women in 1922, so it was 100 years for the CWA New South Wales last year. So we've been initiators, we've been lobbyists, and we've made localities into communities by providing social activities. Educational, we've concentrated on education, recreation and medical facilities. I joined the CWA myself to get to know people in Hay because I don't have children. We moved here late in life, and it's been a really rewarding time to be here and to get to know those people I wouldn't have known otherwise. So if anyone's lonely or looking to meet people, by all means come and look on at a meeting or join in at a meeting and meet with us. It is a great time. We try to do more than a meeting. CWA is known for its lobbying, so we'll go in a state situation and lobby the government for such things as improving health, educational facilities. There's a whole list of things, and it happens every year. But we also have simple things like baking competitions and cooking competitions, handicraft. There are scholarships out for children that they can apply for. CWA offers a lot to a community.
And from what I've seen, the CWA of Hay is very proactive and out there doing things all the time.
Well, we do try to we work on a community basis. We're not so much into the lobbying with the state, but we're more concerned with the community. So we do a little bit of fundraising, but we like to support the local community. So we'll do the Hay tea room and work there, and the little bit of money we raise will go to local schools or charities such as Angel Flight, so that we're supporting the local community. We also do scone drives. Sometimes we do some of the local markets, but not very often because we run out of workers. We've got a few things coming up actually this year.
So let's talk about April and what's coming up in April. I've seen that there is lots of things coming up online, but maybe you can enlighten us with some more details on those events. So.
Okay, this month coming up in April, we have a few things. So we've got, we're having a meeting, of course, but we're more than just a meeting. And we have local people come in and talk to us or demonstrate some of their skills. And we have a lady coming in this month, Therese Morabelli, hopefully, who will talk to us about her life in Hay and how she kicked off, and also demonstrate some cooking for us, because Therese is a fabulous cook. So we'll be taking a plate up. We're studying the country of France for the year in CWA. So we will try to make our plate of food themed in the French way, but not necessarily just bring a plate of sandwiches or whatever. And we'll have a little bit of fun. We'll have Therese talk to us and demonstrate her cooking, her amazing cooking actually. Hopefully, it may not come off because she may have another commitment. She's hoping not, but hopefully it will come off. And then after lunch, we'll sit down and play a few games and have a bit of a chat. It might be Quirkle, it might be Five Kings, or it might just be tea and coffee. It's up to you. But we'll also be discussing other things we've got 90 years coming up to celebrate in June or July. I think it's June. And so we're going to work out what we're going to do there. We're thinking about a high tea, but that's a lot of work, so we'll see whether that comes off. We're also fine-tuning. We've got a subcommittee, we call them the Casserole Crew, and they are planning to hold 3 days, in 1 day each month on a Thursday, and sell casseroles servings of casseroles from the Memorial Hall. So they'll be home-cooked meals that people can come up and enjoy, very reasonably priced, in the hall, and the dates are the 9th of the 5th, the 6th of the 6th and the 11th of the 7th. Our meeting is the 5th of the April, this first one, and I think, what else have we got to do? We've also, someone has approached us, or someone suggested we do a recipe book, so we're going to broach that subject at the meeting as well, because there's nothing better than community recipe books. I know I rely on some of mine so much, particularly my I used to work in School of Distance Education in Queensland, in Charters Towers, and I drag that book out all the time. So, yeah, a meeting, but lots of little things happening in that meeting.
And I might draw you back to the casserole. Now, I'm not quite sure if beef bourguignon is a casserole, Sue, but I'm telling you what, if you've got beef bourguignon, I'll most probably end up not just buying one serving, but I'll end up buying the whole pot, because beef bourguignon is my favourite. And the theme is French, so I say one of the ladies has got to get onto it.
Well, it won't be me. Not the best cook. But so cooking is not just, you don't have to be able to cook to join the CWA, because there's a couple of us there who stray in. I'll mention it to the ladies though, Matt, because I'm sure someone will make that for you.
Oh, that would be great. Now, talking about the meeting, it is happening on the 5th of April, and I would imagine that the CWA is always looking for members. Would the meeting be the ideal place for people that maybe want to become a member to come along to?
Would love to see people at meetings who are interested in joining, or even just to see what it's like. You're certainly welcome to attend and sit there and join in with us. It's a great opportunity. We do have open days as well, where we will say get a speaker in, whether it be like last year, not several years ago, we had Dr. Hosney speaking about Q fever, and that was open. We've had Ben Jarrett come and speak to the audience about his experiences in the services. So, love to see new people. It's great to see new faces. We love it.
And it is great that Hay has got a CWA that is very active, because I do hear stories out there from other country towns where there's community radio stations, and I talk to the station managers frequently. And in some of these country towns, the CWA just doesn't exist anymore. So you guys being able to keep it running here in Hay is really remarkable.
I think it is difficult to keep it running. We have a large membership, but we have a very small core of members who actually attend the meeting. So we're trying to make it more than a meeting. We're trying to have a little bit of fun and enjoy ourselves, rather than a deadly boring meeting. So it has been tough, but we are getting there.
Now let's talk about recipes, and I do believe that you've got a recipe to share with the listeners that might want to get into the kitchen and try something new.
Yeah, this is a really simple one. I love it. And I lived in the bush, and I also catered for on the road. We were contractors at one stage, so I'm not a cook, but I had to cook, so I need basic recipes. And this one's called Aussie Beef Curry. I'll pop it up on the website, in the CWA Hay website, but I'm sure Matt will pop it up on. Will you pop it up on?
Absolutely, yeah.
Pop it up on.
I'm always in the kitchen, Sue. So If it's a new recipe, I'll be there to try.
Yeah, this one's easy. So it's simply Aussie beef curry. It's not the traditional curry. It's more of a sweet curry, I guess. And it's a kilo of beef round steak, which I often use the beef strips out of the supermarket. Saves me cutting them up, or and I'm not necessarily round steak, but round steak is good. And your vegetable oil, it says a tablespoon of vegetable oil, but I just plonk in a bit of oil to brown it up. A large onion chopped. And these are the important spices, I think, is a tablespoon of grated fresh ginger, a tablespoon of curry powder, half a teaspoon of ground turmeric and half a teaspoon of ground coriander, 3 cups of beef stock. Now, this is 2 medium apples, which they say peeled and chopped. I never bothered to peel mine, but I'm a lazy cook. And 2 tablespoons of fruit chutney. Now, I've gone to the cupboard sometimes because we're not big chutney eaters and there's no chutney, and I've thrown in jam. So it works the same. A tablespoon of desiccated coconut and half a cup of sultanas. So that's it, really. Sometimes I will throw in a few leftover veggies or go and throw in some frozen veggies, whatever, it depends. And this recipe takes that. So you simply cut the steak up, heat the oil, cook it and brown it. Then remove the steak, and then you add your spices, your onion, your ginger, your curry powder, turmeric and coriander. And you brown those, cook them, stirring until the onion is soft. Then you return the steak to the pan, cover with the stock, the apples, the chutney, the coconut and the sultanas, and simmer covered for an hour. It is really delicious. Then you simmer uncovered for about 30 minutes until the steak is tender and the sauce thickens. Now, I've done it quicker than that actually sometimes, because if I'm not watching, my saucepan quickly loses water, and I've dried it out quite a lot. So, and I revived it with a little bit of water, so it is nearly foolproof, this recipe. I've also thrown it in the slow cooker. It says brown the meat, but one day I was in a hurry and I just threw it all in with the spices, everything went in, and I slow cooked. And then for a couple of hours, and then I just thickened with corn flour because it didn't reduce down. But it's a great recipe. It's so tasty. I recommend it. If I can do it, anyone can.
Well, it's definitely one I'm going to try, and I guess you'd serve it on a nice bowl of steamed rice, or
steamed rice, or my husband's not a rice fan, so we use pasta, or noodles,
Nice. Well, it all sounds very yummy, and as I said, definitely one I'm going to try. And you, the listener out there, you've got to give this recipe a try. And look, if you are time poor in the kitchen, this sounds like it's the recipe for me. Brilliant. And the recipe for you. So give it a go. Well, Sue, that's the CWA Hay. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Matt. Really enjoyed it. See you.
Bye.